All right, you guys, happy
Good
Monday. Thanks
morning.
for showing up for, hey, Nikki, I'm glad you're here. I was like, oh gosh, I can't start. Nikki's not on yet.
I restarted my computer.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute you for just a second, Nikki. All right, you guys, again, happy Monday. Welcome to Roadmap to 200K. I'm super happy to have you all here. Um, I'm excited for today. I don't know, maybe drop in the chat if you were able to be on Saturday's mastermind training. I keep watching every single day for Lavelle to post the recording in the cloud office. Liz said that would probably go in there for a very limited time. I have not seen it yet, but it was so fun. It was a joy to be on there and just to share some wisdom on a higher level. They had said in the little graphic that we were deep diving into what it takes to become a Lavelle Millionaire Award recipient. And we did that. However, whenever we do a corporate training like that, and especially with multiple people from multiple different teams that we have so much to share, I guarantee you every single one of us could have taken the whole hour, hour and a half by ourselves to share with you everything that we wanted to say. So it's fast and it's furious, and we get to make points without going really, really deep into those points, which is why I'm excited for you guys today and for Nikki to be on, because this woman, you'll hear in just a minute, her passion, look at that dream board behind her. Like, her passion is dream boards and goal setting and aligning your goals to, get where you want to be or to make your dreams on your board happen, which she's going to go into detail on that. She touched on it on Saturday's training, but not enough for me. I'm looking at I call it a vision board up until I started talking to Nikki about that training. Mine is the same as it was 5 years ago. And yes, I put big checks on the ones that we've achieved, but I've never added to it. And if you ever get stagnant in life or your business or in reaching your goals, maybe this is what we need to think about. Like, what are you working towards now if you've already checked everything off that when you started you were looking for? So I'm going to turn it over to Nikki. Like I said, this is her passion. She's the expert in this area. I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be hosting a dream board party soon. So if you're local to me, get ready. And with that, I'm just going to let Nikki take it away and share her wisdom.
Starla, thank you so much. And is there an echo on your end, or am I coming across okay?
I think
Good.
you're okay. There was a little bit at the end.
Okay. Yeah, let me. Okay, I muted my phone. So I've logged in twice here, you can probably see.
Yeah.
The one that I'm not showing my screen right now, towards the middle of this training, I'm actually going to share my screen and show you all how I pre-build dream boards on Pinterest. So if you
Oh,
don't have a Pinterest app, make sure you've got that because it definitely helps. I think a lot of times, and actually before I get into my training, what's up, you guys? Everybody looks so bright this morning. Colin, how are you? Melanie, you look really fresh and white. Look at you go. And you're wearing a white label too, aren't you? I know it. I got a feeling. Are you? I thought she was wearing a white label.
Nope, I got a camo DFT on 2.0.
Girl. It's all right. You look good in either of them, I'm sure. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this morning. I look forward to these weeks. And Starla, thank you for inviting me. I'm going to start with my actual dream board story. So I am not new to this industry. I've been around the block a couple of times. I've tried several companies, and I almost gave up on the industry. I almost gave up on the thing that brought me so much joy and the possibility of freedom, time freedom, right? The financial freedom idea, the goals, the things that those people in the magazines talk about. Right out of high school, I opted not to go to college. Something about it, it just wasn't for me. I'm not saying college isn't good, but there was nothing about college that struck my interest. I immediately got a job in oil and gas, and the income was great. I eventually opened my own oil and gas company in the seismic acquisition industry. Years down the road, we had 30, 40 contractors that worked for us. I was the female, young 21-year-old girl walking into these huge E&P companies downtown Fort Worth, oil and gas buildings, and I was getting work for my company. And I'm thinking, you know what, if I can do that, I can probably do just about anything, right? And when the economy hit, very similarly to what the world is going through right now, which is why, oh, we got our Hot Thrive summer shirts, Starla. Starla's showing me through the window. They look really cute. But that's one of the other reasons I'm super excited to share the dream boarding thing with you guys right now, because even if you've got a dream board and it's working for you, you might meet somebody in the next couple of days and their life's falling apart. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. And 9 times out of 10, it's because they've stopped dreaming. They're living in a place of comfort or fear. And so I want to help you guys, one, help yourselves if you feel that way, and two, help other people. So long story short, I lost everything. My company, we were the little guy on the totem pole. I had to lay off all 40 contractors right before the holidays. I was living off of savings. I dwindled through my savings to pay my bills. And at that time, I'm like, you know what? No one's hiring me. The only thing on my resume right now without a college degree is this. Like, I had no other experience. So I found network marketing, and I fell in love with the industry, and I fell in love with the idea. And through network marketing, I learned about dream boards. I learned about the secret. I learned about positive manifestations. And I think I already said law of attraction. And I learned to dream again, but I didn't learn to dream until I hit my rock bottom in my career. And that's where ambition, for me, it was lit up like the 4th of July skies. And I found a love and passion for the universal energy, and that's a real thing. So if you guys are watching this and you're like, that is like alien talk to me, it's a real thing. Everything is energy. What you think about will come about, good or bad. What you believe, what you think, your thoughts are the foundation for either change, or they're the platform, I believe, for like a downward spiral of negative things happening in your life. So you guys comment in the chat if you've ever felt like one thing after another keeps happening in your life. Comment in the chat. I'd love to see it. Like, one thing happens and then another thing happens, and your thoughts like, well, like everything bad just keeps happening to me. Like, I don't get it. I'm this, I'm that. I know you can relate it to this because it happens to everybody. So you're actually inviting more of those things into your life, whether you think you are or not. So the affirmations Kendra talked about, those are really powerful. The things that we're going to put on your dream board are really powerful. And so I wanted to hammer home first, your thoughts are things. And my mind, whenever my company was failing, I'm a failure. Who the hell do I think I am? Who am I? I don't have a college degree. I'm a female in this industry. Of course they're not gonna give me work. I'm letting all of these people down. I'm this, I'm that. And it was a downward spiral. I was at a point in my life, I was so lost, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Found network marketing, heard about the dream board. I sat down, and Charlotte and I were just crying. We didn't know what we were gonna do. And I remembered one of the top leaders in a business talked about watching The Secret and making a vision board. And so we did. I went down to the store. We had a date night over a $7 bottle of Moscato. And I asked my dentist for a stack of magazines that had been sitting in the lobby for, I don't know, the years that I had been going. And she gave them to me. So I took those free magazines home. I poured Charlotte and I a glass of wine. And we sat on our living room floor in a house we couldn't afford with a car that was about to be repossessed. This was back in 2012. We had tried a little bit in the industry, and we dreamed again for the first time. And the very first thing that I would encourage you all to do is to identify what's blocking you. So at this point, grab a piece of paper and write down and be honest with yourself. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and what's blocking you. When you think of, I want to go 200K, you've got those things in your mind that are blocking you. You've got those things that pop up like, well, I don't know enough people. Like, well, I'm not like Starla, right? Like, I don't look like Starla. I don't look like Nikki. I'm not as beautiful as Violet. I don't have the words that come out of my mouth so eloquently like Elaine does. Like, I just can't speak like her. We all have things that we're saying to ourselves, and we need to identify those things. So first, what's blocking you? Your mindset, limiting beliefs. You control your thoughts control your actions, and your actions then turn around and they control your outcome. So everything goes back to what you're thinking. Good morning, Kimberly. They all go back to what you're thinking. Okay, thoughts are things, thoughts are powerful. Betty, I hope you're feeling better, by the way. You've been on my prayers. I see you right smack dab in the middle of this Zoom. So again, you're going to write those down. And for sake of time, we're going to keep rolling with this, but it's really important you do that. What are those things you're thinking? Now we're going to reverse engineer those thoughts. Because until you do that, those negative thoughts and those negative things are going to continue to control your outcome. Fighting with unworthiness. I've been there. But why do you feel like you're not worthy? So if that's one of the common things, and thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that, because you're not the only one that feels unworthy. But why do you feel unworthy? So take a second, and if that's something you've written down, why? And if you're like, well, I don't know, I just do. You do know, you've just got to think about it. Write down, just journal, find a session. Why do you feel that way? Now, let me I've highlighted a couple of things for you guys. The universe delivers what you focus on. Okay, so if you feel unworthy, those are things that are going to continue to pop up. Change your thinking. Your thoughts are predicting your future. We talked about that. What do you want? I ask people this question all the time, and they don't know. They only know what they don't want to happen. And if you're only thinking about what you don't want to happen, guess what's going to happen, sister? The things you don't want to happen. I don't want to lose my 12K. I've been working so hard. What's going to happen? Your negative thoughts, the things that are fearful to you, the things that are scaring you, they're holding you back from action, which creates the inaction. And inaction creates less outcome in the direction you want to go. Is this making sense, y'all? Okay. And if y'all have questions, you can pop them in the chat. So now let's talk about, the things that are holding you back, right? It could be mindset. It could be money. Everybody blow up the chat right now, because I know I'm not alone. A lot of the things in my life that I wanted and I was dreaming of, I didn't put on my first dream board because I didn't have the money, and my mindset mentality was I'll never be able to afford those things. So what I found out is that limited thinking and that deep-rooted, really screwed in tight thought was money. I had to change my belief system around money. Money to me was, I was pissed at money because I'd lost all of mine, if I can be honest. I was mad. I'd lost it all. It ruined my life. And money was the root of all evil, okay, when I started my first dream board. So my mindset shifted, and I learned that money is nothing more than options. And it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't, I think for me, I was feeling unworthy as well of money because I'd let all of these people down. I felt like a failure, right? I let my team down. Everybody quit. I'm not worthy of this. So I had to personally identify where those feelings were coming from. And you all, it might take you some time to identify that, and that's okay. But it is an important step, I feel like, in that process. So you've written those things down that are blocking you. Let's talk about reverse engineering those thoughts. If you're saying I'm not worthy, let's reword that to I am worthy of ... I am capable of this, and that. Let me find this really fast. This is my morning affirmation, this long list. And I actually have it recorded. And you guys, here's a little challenge, side challenge. Type something out like this. Go to your phone and record it in your phone. And when you play it back in the morning and it's the first thing, it's your voice, and you're listening to your conviction and your passion and your hopes and dreams for yourself, I don't think there's anything more powerful than that. So mine start out with, I am happy and grateful that all of my beliefs serve me and support me in being happy, healthy, and wealthy. Money is flowing to me easily. right? Financial freedom is flowing to me daily. I am happy and grateful. I accept and love the person that I am and am becoming. Okay, whatever this looks like for you guys, reverse engineer those negative thoughts and listen to yourself say these things. I think my best part is I forgive myself and others. You know how many things I had to forgive myself for? I was being such a brat to myself. You guys would not talk the way that you talk to yourselves to your best friend. Susan, I wouldn't dare say any of the awful negative things that I've said about myself to your gorgeous face and to your heart. I would not speak that way to any of you guys on this Zoom. But why the heck do we talk that way to ourselves? Like, that's not okay. And we only have one life to live. And we're blessed with this body and this spirit and soul. And we get to do so many things and we're being ugly to it. I don't think we realize how awful we talk to ourselves sometimes. So we got to put that in check as well. Let's talk experiences over things. Okay, and all of this makes sense in your dream board, so follow me. Experiences over things. A lot of dream boards are actually wish boards. They're like, oh, I wish I could have that life, or I wish I could have that, I want that perfume, the Chanel. I saw an ad for it. I walked by the mall and smelt it. Smelled amazing. I think I'd smell good in it too. I'm going to put that on my dream board. That is not something that's going to wake you up in the morning and set your rear end on fire. Okay, so experiences over things. You can't take any materialistic things with you to heaven when you leave this earth. Okay, they're experiences. They're memories that you leave behind. Those are things that we want to write down. And in this part, a lot of times they have struggles with this part. So I'm going to ask you guys to write down. Have you guys seen the lottery that's going on right now? Somebody just won it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the one person that won $600 million. I'm pretty sure that's what it was after taxes. If you watch the news and you bought the lottery and they read off all of those numbers and you were the winner, what would you do? You've got all this money in your account. You don't have to worry about the finances. You don't have to worry about the medical bills. You don't have to worry about tomorrow's payments. Like, money is not an issue. You could do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want to go. You can do whatever you want to do with whom you want to do those things with. What does that look like? And this makes me cry. As you guys are writing this down, I'm going to share a quick story with you all. And I cry every time. Today might be a different day. But before my dad passed away, he struggled with an addiction my entire life, drugs and alcohol. And before we moved into this house, we actually moved my dad in with us, and we were his caregivers. We were taking care of him and helping him, and we were his advocates through his addiction. And my favorite time with my dad was in the mornings, because that was before he took his medicine and his drugs and became somebody that I just didn't really want to connect with. So I would meet with my dad in the morning. I had my dad back. And these are the mornings that we would just talk and hang out and create those experiences. One morning I walked in, he was bawling and crying. And you're not supposed to see your dad cry. Like, your dad's your hero, right? Most of the times. And so I walk in, my dad's crying and he's so defeated. And I'm asking him, like, Dad, what is wrong? And he let it all out. He said, honey, I'm such a loser. Like, I couldn't sleep last night. My life is crap. I've lost everything. I'm addicted to these drugs. I can't kick the habit. My arms aren't working anymore. My legs are giving out on me. And he just on and on and on, like I was talking earlier, those beliefs, those things that you're saying to yourself. And so I sat down with him and I said, Dad, have you ever made a dream board? And he looked at me like I'm crazy. And he's like, a dream board? Like, no, I don't even know what that is. And we sat down and I asked him, Dad, if we won the lottery today and we could do anything we wanted to do, and you weren't addicted to your pain pills anymore, you didn't have a weird liver because of your alcoholism. Like you were 100% healthy. You could live the life you wanted to live. You could go and do what you wanted to. If you could be anywhere right now, Dad, where would you be? And tears started flowing down his face. And I said, close your eyes. Y'all, I pulled a Paul on him. I told him to close his eyes. Like, close your eyes, Dad. So he closes his eyes. And I asked him where he was, and he said, I'm on the golf course. I said, who are you with? And he said, I'm with your baby brother. And I was like, oh my gosh, Dad, that's so great. How do your legs feel? And he's telling me all these things. And I said, well, what's the weather like, right? And I said, are you on the grass? Or are you in the rough? Like, where are you? And I'm painting this picture, and I would encourage you guys to do the exact same thing. Where are you? Who are you with? What's the weather like? But most importantly, how do you feel? How do you feel? Rochelle, I see you and that sweet girl. I see you and your daughter living a life of abundance, free in all of those aspects of the word, in a home that you want, whatever it is that you desire. You have to paint that picture for yourself, you guys. If your dream has always been to go to Italy, what do the roads feel like under your feet? What do the tables in each corner of the little cafes look like? Are there flowers? What's the weather like? Do you smell the fresh bread from the bakeries down the street? What's the music sound like? When you're in this space and you're actually building your dream board, if Italy is a place you want to go, you should be playing some music in the background from Italy, right? Maybe you're making yourself an Italian cuisine you're snacking on. But all of those things, we want to really heighten your senses, because a dream board is not just putting a bunch of pictures that look good on a big board behind you. They've got to have meaning, some type of meaning. Down here, I don't know, can y'all see this one? This says, help find a cure for CHD. My little niece, she's turning 5, and one of my dreams is to help find a cure for people that are born with congenital heart disease. And I don't know how I'm going to do that right now, but I know how it makes me feel. I'm not a doctor, but maybe I can go and run a couple of races a year that raise money to do that. That's me contributing to something that I'm really proud of. So you've got to have little things that move the needle personally. If you need some help identifying some categories, here are my top 5. Okay, and we're halfway through this Zoom. I actually like to keep it 30-40 minutes, so we're 10 minutes out from trying to wrap this up. Relationships are really important. All relationships, your business relationships, the relationship with your spouse, your children, your friends, your team members, your neighbors. What does that look like on your dream board? What would you love? Your career and your ambitions in your Lavelle business. If Riviera Maya is not on that dream board right now, it should be. Okay, and we're already, some of you guys are like, well, at 4,000, I can't do that. Starla talked about that on the Zoom Saturday. Yes, you can. You need to reverse engineer those thoughts. If you think you can, you can. Because the things you really want and you put out to the universe, it's like you've signed, sealed, delivered. It's a signed contract with the universe once you've made that board. Now the universe knows, oh, Starla, she really wants this. I'm going to start putting people in her path. And I know she's praying for those people every single day. So that's like a double whammy. Okay, it's going to happen. Your mind and your body. You guys know that you have the power to heal yourself? Really, like you do. You have the power to heal yourself. If the words that you say to a bucket of water can change under a microscope, if you guys haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube. 2 different waters, one on the left, one on the right, 2 different rooms. The same person was saying negative things to one glass of water, and they were saying positive affirmations of love and abundance and joy and dream and belief to another. Over 90 days, a scientist took the molecules of water when they were frozen, put them under a microscope, and they are drastically different, all the way down to a water molecule. You know how much of your body is water? Y'all, it's so much bigger than just a dream board. Does that make sense? Like, it's so much bigger because our bodies are 70% more of that than of water. If you're thinking all these negative things to yourself, you've got a bunch of water molecules and cells that are like blobs. But when you look at them under a microscope, frozen, and you've been speaking positive to yourself, they are the most beautiful snowflakes. They are gorgeous and they shine different colors. They're vibrant. So words of affirmations are powerful. And the way that you speak, even when your children are around, this might hurt some people because we don't think about the words we say and out loud, but our kids are absorbing those things even if they're not directed to them. They're absorbing them. So yes, you can heal yourself. Passions and joy. What do you love to do? What do y'all love to do? Again, if you won the lottery and you can do whatever you want, you guys know what I'd be doing? I'd be in my art studio painting. I would be out in my art studio and I would be painting. I'd have my music going. I would have all of my artwork, my acrylic stuff, and I'd be painting like crazy. I'd be getting jobs I'd do for free if I didn't have to worry about money, and I'd be painting murals all over the place. I love it. I love it. Crafting, yes. So what does that look like on a dream board? You guys know how great it is when you're being creative? Things start flowing to you when you're in a creative process. So what are your passions and joy? Wealth, abundance, and finance. That's the 5th category on your board. So we've got relationships, your career, and your ambitions. What do you want to do out? Even, if you're at a job right now that you don't really like and you want to go full-time Lavelle, what does that look like in your mind as a vision? Are you at your desk full-time? Do you have your kids with you there? So now that you've got these categories, we're going to switch over to Pinterest. Okay. Is everybody following me so far? Do you guys feel like you've learned more about yourself, your mind, the dream boarding process than you've known before? Okay. Give me a yes in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if I can see your pretty faces. Awesome. So if we're on Pinterest now, the reason that I like Pinterest over magazines is because you're not just looking through magazines for something that calls out to you. You are being 100% intentional with exactly what you want. You don't have to look through 10 magazines to find the picture of Melanie sitting at her desk doing a Zoom for her 200K team. You're going to go straight to Pinterest. You're going to type in leading a Zoom, photography, or women leadership, right? Photography. And you're going to find the one image that's like secret sauce. It just rings to you. Okay. So is it okay, Starla? Can you make me a host really fast? The one that doesn't have my video on?
Yeah, as soon as I figure out how.
Let me see if I can ask.
Oh, you know what? I bet I have to go to your little thing. Here we go. Make host. Make co-host.
Yep. Perfect.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so now let me go and share content, share my screen, start broadcast. Okay, can you guys still hear me and can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. So let's go to Pinterest. Look at that. I'm already starting my Riviera Maya dreams, y'all. Okay, so save. I'm just gonna go ahead and I have all of these different boards. I'm looking for my 60-day dream board down there. Okay, so really fast, let me get out of there. Cancel. All right. We want to go 60-day dream board because I've already started this for y'all. 60-day dream board. Hopefully it will find mine. Did not find mine. Hold on. Shopping list, photography, art, home and office, bar, new home. Look at all these boards. 60-day challenge board. All right. So I created a board when I started my 60-day challenge. Okay. And then the 60-day challenge board, this was more fitness related and I had 60-day goals. for dream boarding, okay, and launching another side business. I wanted to get a couple of things in order to do this. And I've got things like Rachel Hollis speaking to a stadium full of women, okay? And I made this probably, I don't know, when the 60-day challenge was launched, okay? And we see all of these women. This one right here, I love, because I love to do retreats. Okay, and so if you are on here and you want to go 200K and you want to really build a team full of thriving women and you want to show them how to build a group and you can see yourself hosting retreats, you can type in leading or retreat for women. Okay, and start pinning these. So make a new board on your Pinterest, my dream board, okay, and start pinning these things. Okay, I have a lot of fitness goals in here that I've pinned. Intermittent fasting. I've got things like this. Going out on trips, right? That's kind of like another dream board. So do you guys see how all of these pictures just look really clean? Super clean, and I feel like a lot better than just a magazine, right? Career and ambitions. Let me go to this. Do you guys see this board? This is based on just my one category of career and ambitions. So when I'm focusing on this category, you guys don't know how much time I'm spending on Pinterest building my dreams now versus on Facebook scrolling. If you're going to be on social media, you might as well be building your dreams and fueling your fire. So the point to all of this is finding these pins, okay? If you guys didn't know it, I'm actually writing a book right now. And my dream is to be a best-selling author around helping the advocates for drugs and alcohol, people that have family members that are struggling in that arena. I'm writing a book and I'm collaborating with a lot of other people that are acting as advocates to help their family and friends. So I've got that going. This office, there's something about this office right here that I love. Look at her go. Like, she looks like a boss babe, y'all. She is on point. She knows what she wants. And I kind of like, look at that in the background. I didn't even realize that until I'm looking at mine now. You see the background in hers? She's got all these things that inspire her and she likes. And then look at mine. I did not even notice that until this moment. This is how the universe works. It's like, oh, you like that? Okay, let's make a dream board and put it in your background. So I want you guys to spend some time on this. Teach your teams how to do this. Let me go to here, okay? This last Saturday, I may not be on a stage in front of all of the people, but I was on a virtual stage, in front of several hundred people this last Saturday. And it's insane what the universe brings to you when you start pinning these things. These are my dreams. These are things that I love, and they're things that I want to learn to do and or continue to do, right? Cabin life. This is the last one I'll show you guys. Look how cool some of these cabins are. I have some of these things on my new cabin board. It's always been a dream of mine to own land in the hill country of Texas and host drug and alcohol addiction style retreats for women that feel lost in sobriety. And I've bought some land in the hill country. That's crazy. All of these things are starting to happen, not because I'm a 200K in the business. These things started happening because I believe that they will, and I want it so badly I can smell it. I'm meeting these new connections. So we're 35 minutes in. From this point, the only thing left to do, and I'll stop broadcasting here. The only thing left to do is, one, to do what I've shared with you guys here. Write down what's holding you back. Go to Pinterest. Start dreaming again in these 5 categories. If you type the word photography after whatever it is you're searching, you're typically going to get prettier pictures. And then print those images out from Pinterest. Copy them, put them on a Word document, and print them. You can put them all in a file, send them to Kinko's or CVS up the street. Some type of print shop, go pick them up, Staples, do them all different kinds of sizes, and then come home and make your physical dream board. Light a candle, play your music, pick up the phone, and if you'd love to share it with somebody in your upline, do it. I feel like accountability is so important. If it's maybe it's a sideline sister, if you want to share your dreams with me, listen, I'm all ears. I would love to hear them. And I'd love to see your boards when you're done. I think any entrepreneur, even if you're an overthinker like me, you can change being an overthinker to a dreamer like that once you've created your dream board. So I hope that was helpful, Starla, and I can't wait to see everybody's dream boards. Did you have any questions, Starla? Anything that maybe, if you're wondering yourself, might answer some questions for somebody else?
Well, first of all, this was amazing. Y'all tell me in the chat if did this inspire you to dream again? Because like I said, when we started, my dream board is the same as it was 5 years ago. I have not added a single thing. A lot of those things have come true. So I've been able to check them off. But we say it all the time about before we started Lavelle, we stopped dreaming. Like when from kids to adulthood and then raising kids, at some point, most people stop dreaming because you're just trying to get through life, right? You just get through life, do what you got to do to pay the bills and keep the kids alive. And you just get through lives and you stop dreaming like we did when we were kids. And I talk about that. And I did start dreaming again, but in the last several years, I have not visually done that. So this was huge for me. I knew it would be just after hearing you, Nikki, briefly talk on Saturday about dream boards. But my one question was, and you guys can, let us know if y'all have any questions directly to Nikki, but mine is, you said your 60-day dream board. I know you showed us several of your Pinterest dream boards, but do you have multiple ones on Pinterest that are like time related? Like, do you have a year dream board? Do you just start with 60 days and kind of transfer bigger things on your big dream board? Or do you have more time framed ones on Pinterest?
That's a good question. And for the longest time, I had one dream board. And then as I started to tick some of those off and grow spiritually, financially, I realized that a lot of the things on my first dream board no longer serve me. They're things that I thought that I wanted, but I'm at a place in my life now that I either don't want it or I don't really need it. So I think as you go along, you're going to learn things that, maybe you needed at a certain time, maybe they no longer serve you. And so it's okay to refresh your dream board. I'm going to be hosting local events, Starla. So if you want to come, all Thrivers can come. But we're going to start doing them the last week of November and the first part of December. Local, like dream board things, because New Year's resolutions are coming up. So every year, Charlotte and I make a new dream board. And if it could be small, it could be big. If we're on a point where we are really dreaming some big goals like we are now, it's going to be a little bit bigger. This dream board behind me is like a lifelong dream board. It's something that there's things on here that I know it's going to take me a long time to do. I know it's going to happen, but it's not in the next 30, 60, 90 days. My 60-day dream board, I had that on there and I encouraged everybody that did the 60-day challenge with us, Starla. I had everybody that joined me. A perk to joining our challenge was coming on with me and me doing this type 60-day dream boarding challenge surrounding, okay, you've started this new weight loss journey. You've tried everything else. What's going to make this one different? So does that make sense? So 60 days was around that. I think 6 to 9 months, sometimes even 6 to 12 months, right, is another really good time frame, but it just depends on your goals. So I think 60 days is cool if it's like a fitness, weight loss, if you're going for something in particular. But long term, I think there's always room for a lifelong dream board, things that you want to accomplish. It's like a bucket list. So I think if I were you, Starla, I would start I would make a lifelong board, and then I would make a 60-day board because you've got 60 days left to qualify at the highest level for Riviera Maya, 60 days left until we're in the final quarter of the year. I think that would be a really healthy goal for all of you guys as we're sitting, approaching the last quarter of the year in our business. And
Yeah, I was just thinking while I was listening to you explain that, my thoughts on just basically, I feel like I'm starting from scratch on my dream board. I'm going to do exactly what you said at the beginning, like that lottery winner. Like it literally, if I had $600 million in the bank, and I'm going to think about like, what would you do? Like I would go on all the biggest trips that, like Italy and Ireland or maybe even, take my mom to her dream place. She's 79. Like how many years does she have? Like those things that are just unspeakable right now in today's life. I couldn't just pick up and buy a plane ticket and go for as many days as I wanted to anywhere in the world. I mean, yes, I travel a lot, and yes, Lavelle allows us to do that for free, but what if there was no option? So I think that's where I'm going to start, and then I'll break it down to smaller. I love that. I love that so much. So I was thinking, if you are my team and you're local, or you're honestly, we can all do this together. Susan, Nikki, if y'all want to. I was thinking about hosting a dream board party Saturday after the Fort Worth event. Like if we all just left that event and came to my house and had a dream board party, or if somebody's house is closer or whatever, I thought that would just be super fun. And I have some team coming in from other parts of Texas that would be probably spending the night anyway. I think that's a great place to start. And it's always more fun to do it together. And then you don't have to call somebody and show them your dream board because they're right there to see you doing it.
Right.
So awesome. Any more questions for Nikki in the chat before we let her go? Nikki, I have to tell you, I text Susan to say, and I say this about Betty all the time, your voice is just so soothing, and your aura is just so soothing and inspiring, and you just make, I don't want it to end. Like, I just want you to keep talking to me because you make me feel so good. Just listen to you.
Well, so, likewise. Thank you guys so much for having me. And I can't wait to see everybody's dream boards. And I think there's going to be some of you on here at the next Thrive Palooza and I'm seeing it. Like, I don't know if you guys are seeing it for yourselves, but I'm seeing it. That one of the things that you talk about as a new leader in the business, company-wide, and I'm speaking to someone on here. I don't know exactly who it is, but someone on here is going to be on the stage at the next Thrive Palooza, and you're going to think back. And I'm not saying I'm not taking credit for your success here at all, but what I am saying is sometimes when it goes from your head to that tiny little place in your heart, like you guys have seen The Grinch, right? When the Grinch realizes that his heart's like, oh no, like something's happening. I feel like the dream boarding process is that for me. And when you truly identify what you really want in your life and why you want that so bad, things start to shift in your mind and your heart. And that happened for us, y'all. I almost didn't want to do this industry anymore because I thought it wasn't for me. And I'm so glad I listened to that gut feeling and I looked at that dream board that I made at the most bottom spot in my life. But now I realize it was the hype. It's a highlight. It's one of those things that I'll look back when I'm gone and I'm looking back at my life's review and I'm like, that dang dream board. That moment, that person in that business that spoke those words to me shifted everything. But if it wasn't the action, that's where you guys come in. You've got to apply the action. But someone on here is going to make a dream board. Someone on here is going to connect with what they want, why they want it. They're going to explode in this business. They're going to meet the exact people they need in their business. It could be one person. They're going to go from 4K to 12K, from 12 to 40. They're going to be sitting as an 80K to 200K on the stage at Thrive Palooza next year. And I hope that you bring your dream board with you. Someone on here, I'm calling it. I can feel it in my bones. Starla, thanks for having me.
I love that so much. I'm sitting here going, oh my God, who is it? I can't wait to see. Matter of fact, everybody smile. We're going to take a picture so that I can document at this moment and this time. Yes. But hang on, I have to get two screens. I'm not on two screens anymore. Okay, we're good. All right. Awesome, Nikki. So everybody, this was great for August 1st. Like set your goals for the month. Right now, we're going to talk more about that. Y'all jump on over to Susan's Lunch and Grow. Amber Davis is going to be talking about new month, new goals. I will tell you guys, don't wait to do your vision board. Do it right now. Get started. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be complete. Just do something with it now. Thank you, Nikki, so much. I appreciate it. Bye, you guys. Have a great week.